So, today I'm going to share with you books that I've been spoiled on. This is the next Top 5 Wednesday topic, and I'm not going to share the actual spoiler because that would just be furthering the spoils that happened to me to the viewer unless you already know them. Okay, that doesn't make sense. If you can kind of get what I'm saying, I'm only just going to say how I was spoiled. I'm not going to say the specific spoiler. Also, I'm wearing a hoodie because I'm still salty about a couple of these. Most of these, by the way, are of my own accord. Like, I spoiled myself, like, on the internet or something because I was looking at stuff that I shouldn't have been looking on because I was stupid. However, two of the instances that I'm going to talk about today were of other people spoiling me. So, these aren't in any order, but number one on my list is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. This is the final book in the Hunger Games trilogy, which is my favorite series of all time. And the way I got spoiled for this is I was spoiled for 2 character deaths, I believe. And the reason I was spoiled was because, I don't know why, but when I was like younger, like first getting into reading, I used to look at like wiki pages of like series and like look at stuff because I, for some reason, thought it was interesting. I just read a lot of wiki pages of this series and I ended up getting spoiled for 2 character deaths, which was like really annoying. Number 2 is The Death Cure by James Dashner. I spoiled myself on a certain character's fate, like what happens to them at the end of the series, which is also on the internet. But I remember that it had been so long since I read the spoiler by the time that I had read this book, but I do remember that it was like months and months before I even read this book that I read the spoiler, and I remember I forgot it for a few months because I was just like MIA in the series. Like, I read the second book and then like didn't read the third book till like months and months later. So like there was like a period in between where I like forgot the spoiler because I just forgot it. And then I remember I was in a Value parking lot and suddenly I was just sitting there like in silence, and then I remembered it, and then I was like instantly depressed. Like I was like, oh no. Like I don't know why, but I remembered it at that exact moment, and then I was like, this next one, I'm not even gonna talk about this next one because yeah, you've probably already guessed by now. A lot of people were spoiled for this, and I'm still really, really salty about this one. About this whole book, actually. I hated it, to be honest. But all I'm gonna say is that this was also because of reading a wiki page. And I don't know why. It was so stupid. But also, why would you put spoilers on a wiki page? Like, I was not even looking at any character pages. It was like weird and random. I don't even know. I don't even remember. This next one is one that was both spoiled by myself and by another person in real life. And that is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling, the 6th book in the Harry Potter series. This book is infamous for being spoiled to people, so I mean, you probably aren't surprised. I was actually spoiled for a lot of things on this series, particularly like characters, because me decided to watch spoiler YouTube videos and be on the internet and be stupid. So that's how I found out something that happens in this book that's at the end that I don't really like. But again, like the spoiler from the Death Cure, I forgot about it for a while because when I found this out, I was on like book 2 or 3 or 4. I don't even know. So the way I got spoiled, re-spoiled, like reminded of it, I guess, because I forgot about it, is I was at my cousin's house and I brought this over because I was staying over there. And this was the book I was reading at the time, so I brought this one over and we were talking about it and I had like brought it out or something we were going to read or something. So we were talking about it and I was only on chapter like 10 or 12, like not even nowhere near close to the ending. And she says to me, "Oh, did you get to the part where blank dies?" And then I was all like, thanks for reminding me. Like, number 5, this last one I'm going to talk about is The Pearl by John Steinbeck, which is a book that I had to read for school. And I was spoiled for it in school by an actual person, again, like this past story, except like totally blindsided. Like I had no previous knowledge at all, like with Half-Blood Prince. Like there was no reminding. It was just completely out of the blue. So it was this kid that I don't even like. It was like during lunch and somehow they stumbled upon the topic of talking about this book, which was really boring, by the way. And he had like read ahead and already finished the book, so he knew what happened at the end. So he was telling everyone, not quietly, not whispering in someone's ear, to the whole table. He's like, "Oh, blank dies at the end." And I was like, and I literally was like, "Hello, spoilers," and no one cared at the whole table. I mean, yeah, it was a school book. I didn't care that much, but I mean, I would have at least gotten a surprise out of the book. Like, really? That made it so much less enjoyable than it already was because I knew what was going to happen at the end. I maybe would have liked it a little bit more if I wasn't spoiled. Anyway, those are 5 books that I was spoiled for this Top 5 Wednesday countdown. That's it for this video, and I will see you later. Goodbye.